How's morale, Luke?
It's good. Guys are having fun. Happy with the way we're playing, and excited for this challenge of games we have ahead of us.
If I told you a month ago you're going to start out 7-5, how would you have reacted?
I would have taken it.
Yeah,
I'll take 7-5. I mean, I've said the whole season. I'm not overly concerned with the amount of wins we get early on. We're trying to establish the way we want to do things and the way we play. But if looking at the schedule and the amount of road games, if you told me 7-5, Dan, I definitely would have taken it.
How do you change style, tempo, pace from where you were with Golden State to what the Lakers were when you got there?
Well, you commit to doing it, which is easier said than done. And the players have to buy in, and it's the only way to, especially at this level, to be able to win games and play to a certain standard. You can do all the screaming and yelling you want as a coach, but you have to have the players. You have to have the players. You have to have the talent, and you need those players to have the willingness to play that way and to sacrifice their individual goals and desires for what's best for the team. And at least for right now, that's what our guys have done, and that's what they've given us.
Now, when you were with Golden State, you had the go-to guy with Steph and certainly with Clay. You don't necessarily have that designated go-to guy, but like having everybody score around 10 to 14, 15 points, is that more ideal than having that guy who's getting 20?
I wouldn't call it more ideal. It's just I think it's our best. I think it's our best way to play right now with a young group, and we don't really have that all-star on our roster. So instead of trying to force feed it to one person, we like to do it as a group, and we like to play 10. Personally, I like to play even 11, 12. We got some guys that aren't getting minutes right now that have been given a hell of an effort all season. But we play 10 deep, and we play them all, between 20 and 30 minutes. And we play a style that is going to get different people different shots each night, and whoever kind of gets hot ends up getting more of the shots and more of the minutes and more of the opportunities. But we're not going to reward players with those minutes if they're doing it in a selfish manner and they're not making the extra pass and they're not doing it in the team concept. So for us, we feel like the best opportunity we have to win is to play that way, where there's not one guy getting the 20 points a night, but it's a full team attack that you have to prepare for.
He's Luke Walton. They got the Spurs coming up tonight, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. But the fact that you were on the bench with Golden State, how does that is there credibility that you not only that you played for the Lakers, but now you're bringing something from Golden State, and all of these kids saw what Golden State was. How does that help in saying, listen to me, I saw it firsthand, I was part of this process?
It definitely helps. Obviously, the Warriors, with the success we had up there the last 2 years, most NBA people were watching and paying attention, and you can't duplicate what they do because they have a set of players that is pretty darn unique up there. But the ideas and the style of play that people fell in love with up there, as far as the tempo and the playmaking, and honestly, Dan, we had the Steph and Clay and the guys that would score those big points up there, but really we played the same way, where it wasn't like Steph was just gunning shots every time down court, and that's all we ran plays for, and Clay the same thing. If they got hot, you better believe we were going to run a play for them or use them as a decoy to get somebody else wide open. But we still played the same style of everyone touches the ball. If you're open, you take the shot, and different nights, different people are going to end up scoring more or less. But even when you play that way, the most talented scorers normally still should end up with the most amount of field goal attempts and the most points on any given night.
Could you give me 10 minutes a night?
Could I give you to play?
Yeah, could you play 10 minutes right now?
No,
5.
Not a chance. I could give you 5 minutes. I could give you like a one from a TV timeout to the next TV timeout. Dan, I'd give you everything I had. I'd pick up a couple fouls, but you can count on the effort that I gave you.
Do you think we'll ever see a player coach?
I don't think so. I don't even know if you're allowed to. I don't know what the rules are on that, but.
Wait, have they changed that rule that you can't be a player coach? Maybe they have. I'm
sure with some Rule 118 7AB of the CBA agreement, because there's all sorts of salary cap issues now that you can't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like you can't pay for anything extra or it violates salary cap rules. So I don't know where you. Because otherwise we could start paying players $5 million to play and then $15 million to be an assistant coach.
I see.
As a player coach. But I don't see that. There's guys that are like player coaches that are nice to have on the floor. Right now, two guys we have that aren't in the rotation right now, Jose Calderon and Marcelo Huertas are phenomenal. I mean, Dan, they're at practice coaching guys during the games. They'll stick their head in the coach's huddle during a timeout and point out some stuff. So there are players that are on the court that are like player coaches, but I don't think you can have the title.
Yeah. Did you ever do that? Did you ever stick your head in the coach's huddle?
Only to beg Phil Jackson to put me in the game. So that was good.
Did you just remind him that you were on the roster and say, "Hey, Phil, I'm Luke Walton. I'm over here if you need me."
I'm the guy at the end of the bench. So I'm fresh. I'm ready to go.
Has Kobe stopped by?
He has not stopped by. But I've spoken to Kobe, multiple times this off season and preparing for the season we had and talking about some of the players on the team that he played with last year. Had some questions about a young Brandon Ingram that I wanted to run by him and things like that. And he's been great. He takes the phone call. We'll talk for however long we need to to get some information from him, and he's been great when I've needed him.
Well, congrats so far on the start. Good luck against San Antonio, and good to talk to you again, Luke.
Dan, I appreciate it. I'll let you get back to your country music dialogue. And
you could
I appreciate it.
You could have like a Johnny Cash type voice. You have a country voice, Luke.
Yeah, if any singing career I had would have to be country because I can't really carry a tune. But if I could just kind of talk in the background of the song, I think I could get away with it.
Your dad can't sing either.
I know.
But he thinks he can. Yeah.
he has no problem. He's just not good at it.
Thank you, Luke. We appreciate it.
All right, Dan. Have a good one.
And that's Luke Walton. Got Spurs coming up tonight. Continental Tire Coach's Corner. Coach, brought to you by Continental Tire. You'll see the Continental Tire at sporting venues across the U.S. Proud sponsor of IMSA Racing, Major League Soccer, and college basketball. Continental's premium products available at leading independent tire dealers, car dealers, mass retail companies across North America. For more information, visit ContinentalTire.com. Continental Tire, for what you do.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.